Welcome to this broadcast. My name is Skip LaCour. I am a coach. I am a speaker. I'm an entrepreneur. I am the creator of the Manformation Personal Development Program for Men, and in my former life, I was a 6-time national champion drug-free bodybuilder. I pride myself on being your coach, your friend, your mentor, your training partner, your peer, maybe the buff dad you never had, someone who's passionate about bodybuilding training just like you. We're going through this journey through life together, working out in the gym, also becoming the best we can be. Outside of the gym, too, our goals, our dreams, our relationships, business, becoming the total package, making our Manformation, and that's what we're here for today. Got a message for you, and want to talk to you a little bit about training and a little bit about helping you become the best you can be, both inside and outside of the gym. Make sure that you download the passages for my upcoming book. It's A Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. Make sure you download those passages. It's A Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. I have free passages. These passages have made an impact on men all around the world, and I'll tell you, that's just a taste of everything that I have coming up for you. You can click the link down below, and whether you're watching this on, whether it's live or a replay version, make sure you go click the link and download your copy of the passages, the preview to my upcoming book. It's A Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. Do that right now. All right, I want to answer a couple questions. One question I get asked often is, how many days a week should I train? How many days a week should I train? And I know you get a lot of different answers from a lot of different people. 3 days, 5 days, 6 days. Some people say you should never take a day off if you're really passionate and driven. And you know, I understand that we're looking for black and white answers. You're putting so much time, energy, and effort into your bodybuilding training. You want to do it right. One thing that you'll get from my Manformation concept, the whole thought about it is, how do you have the best physique possible and you still reach all your goals in life? Right? How do you allocate your willpower, focus, energy, and time? One thing that I know, because I've been going through the journey, so passionate about bodybuilding training, helping out men just like you all over the world for that time, is that, you know, I was all in. And I came to you from a perspective of a guy who was all in, all the distinctions, all the strategies of a person who left it all on the floor. And I genuinely gave that information. A lot of people were able to follow it, some weren't, because that isn't how their lifestyle was structured. Right? And you got to remember that when you're listening to all the experts, and it's their passion, it's their entire identity, right? All the different distinctions. I mean, they want it. They probably want it 10 times more than you because of so many other factors, and they come from that perspective. That may not apply to you. That may not apply to you. So when you look for these definitive answers like 6 days, 5 days, 3 days, or whatever it may be, you have to consider the source. And that's helping you climb into the mindset of a fitness expert. All right, so you need to remember that. The bottom line for you is you kind of have to work backwards. You have to figure out what your life, what your schedule, what your goals are. If you want to become a bodybuilding champion, then have at it, as many days as it takes. Right? You're going to be investing that willpower, focus, energy, and time to have that physical body, and you're going to pay the price, but willingly, probably, if you really think it out in those other areas of life. Now, a lot of men, they have families. They're the provider of their family, and they're getting this information from the fitness expert coming from that point of view, and because that fitness expert is influential, they look great, they seem to know what they're talking about, they want to go on a 6-day-a-week routine and do it that way, right? It makes sense to them. The challenge is it doesn't work with their lifestyle. They can't train 6 days a week. You have to consider the bigger picture, and your bigger picture may not be the same as some of the fitness experts. Now, I come from the perspective where I was all in, and I am on this end too with family and responsibilities, right? I want to come to you from a different perspective. So you have to understand where I'm coming from too. I want to create that total balance for you, right? So this is what you need to remember. Start off with how many days you can consistently work out. You could try 6 days if that's what you want to do, but if you can't stick with it, because it's robbing that willpower, focus, time, energy, you got to focus more. You got to be awake in the afternoon. You got to create wealth for your family. You got a presentation, and you can't get up so early, can't train so much. It's sapping your willpower, focus, energy, and time. That's okay. Scale back. But here's the thing. Mindset is so important. Don't feel as though you're robbing yourself. I can't get this done because I can't maintain the 6 days a week. It's either all in or all out. I can't do 6 days a week, and so I might as well quit. Or you look in the mirror and you're starting to see that you think you have inferior results, right? You work backwards from your lifestyle. Now, here's the key to whether you're training 6 days a week, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, okay, whatever it may be. It's what you put into that training session that's most important. And what do I mean by that? You know, how much weight, but how much you're directly stimulating the weight, how much you're concentrating, how much you're focusing. You know, sometimes, you know, someone has a family and they've got bigger responsibilities and they want to work out, look good, and they take a 6-day workout routine. And really, they don't understand because to them, they're all in, but they're just kind of milking out the intensity over 6 days. Now, it takes a mindset, it takes knowledge, you got to push it, but you can do the same amount of productivity, the best for your body, in 4 days if you cranked up that intensity. Again, exercise selection, form, feel, execution with the right amount of weight, right? So it's not the amount of days, it's what you put into the amount of days. And I'll tell you, if you've got the bigger picture of your life, which I want to help you here, that's what man-formation training is all about, the whole man-formation mindset. You know, okay, how do I create an amazing life to look great, feel great, take care of my family at the highest level, be present in my relationships, and have an amazing body, right? Not or, and, right? When you have that big picture in mind, you say, hey, I got to get it done in 4 days. And you go in there with a different mindset. It's not just pacing yourself. You got to get it done to have the whole picture done. You know, I was a big proponent of a training style for years that was really intense and really effective. All right, it sandwiched in fewer sets, less time in the gym, fewer exercises. It produced results, all right? But the thing that was always missing, because I help men all around the world with it, the thing that was missing is they didn't have the mindset that went with it. And so they train fewer sets, fewer reps, heavier weight or whatever it is, but they didn't get the production out of it because they didn't understand the concept. And on the other end, you had people like lifting weights, ruining their joints, getting injured, being afraid. That's too much willpower, focus, energy, and time to something that isn't effective, right? Not understanding it, right? It's that mindset that's most important. So effectiveness and efficiency is really important, but knowing what you're doing, I want to help you with the whole process of figuring out what to do, what's best for you. It's really important. It's not the amount of days, it's what you put into those days. And I would suggest if you're into being the total package, that you start with your whole life goals and then work backwards and say, look, I have 4 days that I can commit. I love this training. I want to look good. And then you learn how to get everything you can out of those 4 days. And if you go 6 days or 5 days and it doesn't work out, don't feel as though, well, I might as well quit. This doesn't work. I can't get it done. Right? It's really important that you understand that subtlety, that you're not going to hear a lot of places when it comes to this whole bodybuilding training from the fitness experts. So it's important that you realize that. Got another message for you today, and this is more with our man-formation mindset. And I really want you to make sure you download the passages to my upcoming book. It's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. Like I've mentioned already a couple times, so many of the men around the world are rather surprised about the challenges that I face, but the biggest thing is the strategies that I use to overcome the things that happen to us in our life. Everything that happens in our life can and will serve us. It's just a matter of time before we realize it, right? So if you've had your challenges, I just want to tell you, I have too, and I understand the toll. It took me a long time to really understand all these things that I'm sharing with you. And when you download those passages, I think you're going to find out that we're probably a lot alike. And I want that to give you hope that you can go forward. One thing I've noticed too is a lot of people, it's like integrity, people letting you down. So I want to just give you a little something to consider if your faith and trust, you feel as though people let you down. And maybe you, and I see this a lot in our fitness industry, a lot of people, that people don't work with integrity and they're constantly let down. So I want to tell you something is that one challenge, this is me, that I had to realize is that sometimes I sold people short. Maybe they didn't come through, but it wasn't because they didn't lack integrity. They had different priorities, they had different rules, different expectations of what coming through meant to them. It didn't make them a bad person. And maybe my way of looking at my stringent rules, maybe I was protecting myself. Maybe I kept people at a distance, and so I would cut them off by saying, oh, well, they lack integrity. It just kept myself safe because I kept them at a distance because that made sense to me because I said that they lacked integrity. One thing that I've realized is that number one is sometimes we overinflate our ability to come through. We say we always come through, we never let people down. We may be overinflating that, okay? Other thing is that when we look at other people, we're too protective, we're too negative with other people. And so what we do is we sell them short. So we overinflate our ability to come through. I mean, when we don't come through, it's a good reason, it's a good excuse, all right? I mean, what more can I do? It's not because I'm a bad person, that may be fine. But we overinflate our ability to come through and be a person of integrity, all right? Then we sell the other person short, making them a bad person, jumping to that conclusion when they don't follow through. Right? These are just perceptions on our part in our head. But the challenge is, where the harm comes is when you overinflate where you are and then you sell them short. The big gap that you see, that the way you see yourself because it's overinflated and you sell people short, that they're not coming through. Again, that's a story in your head, that's an illusion. That feels like it's the truth to you. But I'll tell you, that gigantic gap between the way you see yourself and other people causes a lot of stress. It causes future disappointment. It causes you to sell people short before you even meet them. It cuts off opportunities with people who care about you, who love you, who could potentially help you in business. That is an illusion on your part. Well, I'll just say for me, it was an illusion on my part that kept me safe, and it cut off opportunities, and it just created a lot of unnecessary stress. It just caused me to be more and more disappointed with people. And here's the other thing. I didn't come through as much as I thought I did. So I overinflated my ability to come through because I'm so trustworthy, right? When I don't come through, when I'm not interested in a person or a situation, maybe a relationship, business, or otherwise, well, I'm gonna back out because it just doesn't work for me. Hey, I'm just being me, right? I had all the empathetic reasons for myself that I didn't give to other people. Again, that gap. And so it always made me feel I was getting screwed. People were always screwing me. Why can't I find somebody like me? It's just a story that was in my head. My lack of trust, my lack of understanding of people, my lack of self-awareness of myself. That gap caused me so much more disappointment, anxiety. It cut off options. It cut off people who could help me right from the start. I want you to think about that. I have a Facebook page and Instagram. My social media is filled with passionate fitness people just like you and me. And I hear these reoccurring themes over and over again. And I want you to look for that too, and I want you to think about that. Send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com if this resonates with you at all. You're going to get so much of that and more. All these epiphanies, this enlightenment, that I want you to have a better life. You're probably a lot like me. All the great things and probably some of the challenges too. I want to share the things that I figured out to get to this place where I am right now in my life and where I'm going. And this is just one of these epiphanies. You're going to get a ton of them in my book. It's a Matter of Trust, Confessions of a Recovering Bodybuilder. I will not let you down. Make sure that you download those passages. You're going to find a lot of insight in there. I know that. I am certain of that if you're like the men who have already been sending me feedback. Reach out to me if you want to talk. Send me an email at skip@skiplacour.com or set up a time to talk to me. If you want to say, hey, I want to talk more about this. This really hits home with me. Go to talkwithskip.com. Talkwithskip.com. And like you said, I am passionate. This is my mission. This is what I'll be known for far, far more than bodybuilding and training, what I did on the competitive stage or what I did with my body. I'm really committed to that. All right, guys, have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day.